Okay, let's kick this off with a Void Shard pull. There's a 2x event going on at the moment for Voids, 2x chance of Epic and Legendary champions. We of course don't want the Legendary, but the Epic would be great. And okay, we get a rare. Oh, well, we do get a good rare. This is Bellower. Bellower's a really good champion. Yeah, let's check out his kit then. Anyway, welcome to Raid Shadow Legends. This is the Hell Hades free-to-play challenge. My name is Greg. Thanks for joining me. So, Bellower. Bellower's a good one to start the video off with. He's really good, actually. He's rare, so he's relatively easy to get books for compared to epics and legendaries. But he has an AoE on every one of his skills. He's got 3 attacks, all AoE attacks. So his A1 attacks all enemies, has a 20% chance of placing a block active skills debuff for 1 turn. Block active skills is very useful in all content, really. It will prevent the enemies from using their special skills and force them to use their A1s only. Is A2 attacks all enemies, has 50% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Decreased speed is also useful in all content, really. Anyone that can take them. Some bosses you can't slow down, but most characters, most heroes and things you can. And his A3, when ascended, will be slightly better. So when ascended, attacks all enemies, has 75% chance of placing a 25% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns, and also has a 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. So AoE all around, and is really good. Now, the only downside to these skills are the debuffs, the decreased attack, decreased defense, and the decreased speed are the weak versions. There's a weak version and a strong version. These are all the weak versions. So there are other characters who will improve upon this, but he brings a lot to the table. For a rare champion. On my main account, he is my campaign farmer, so he is very good in campaign to get those sort of 7-8 second runs on campaign, and he has a speed aura in faction crypts as well. So I will be building him out because I think he will be very useful in faction wars, in all content really, anywhere that you come across waves of enemies, not necessarily bosses so much. Although the decreased attack and defense is useful. Because at the moment I am limited on some of the debuffs. So let's go over some of the other characters that I have managed to get hold of since the last time. Okay, my starter champion Kale, still at level 50. I'm still working on it. That's my main thing, is to get him up to level 60. But it takes so long. It is a grind, and I would say it's probably one of the most boring parts of this game is getting your first champion to level 60, to 6-star specifically, because you are just grinding campaign over and over again, leveling up those food champions, and it's quite tedious. I will admit, it is quite tedious. Raid should definitely do something about that to kind of give new players a bit of a boost to get their first character to level 60. After that, you can dial things back to however they are at the moment, but because the game really opens up once you get that first 6-star, and I'm still a little way short of that. Miscreant Monster still at 50, but we now have Rathalos Blademaster. This was the 7-day login champion, so on day 7, we got him for free. Everyone who plays the game at the moment will be able to get this character, and he's very, very good. For an early game account, it's going to be difficult to get any books, and it's also going to be difficult to get the stars ascended, because getting those high level potion pots is actually quite difficult. But he works quite well as he is. He's still pretty good, but you need some decent gear on him. At the moment, obviously, we can't do that, but he's still going to be, it's an easy level 50. Because he starts off at 5-star, whereas the other ones you have to upgrade and things as well. So it's definitely going to be a boost to the account. I've got a couple of 5-stars here waiting. These are food champions. They're going to be used to make Kale into 6-star. He's still going to be my first 6-star, even though we do have the legendary champion that we can use in this account. You may see down here, you saw me pull Royal Guard, and I think you saw me get Achak. So those ones were on previous episodes. But since then, I've pulled 2 more epic champions. We have Zargala, and we have Pitiless One. Now, Zargala is an interesting champion because she's quite good, but can be she's outscaled a bit these days. She's quite an old champion, I do believe. She does have some hard-hitting skills there. She does do a lot of damage, but she's just a little bit lackluster in certain areas. So basically, her A1 has a weaken debuff, which is nice. The A2 is just attacks one enemy, but if you kill that enemy, it will instantly activate her A3. This is where you can get the damage coming up one. So again, an ascended skill will attack all enemies 3 times, whereas at the moment it only does 2 times, After the first hit, has a 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Now this is the strong version of decreased defense, so that's it's stronger than Belua's that we've just talked about. However, this is on a 4-turn cooldown, and it's only when fully booked, which is not easy, especially early game, is only a 75% chance. It's not a 100% chance. Now, if you compare that to a campaign farmable rare champion, War Maiden, who has the 60%, the strong version of decreased defense to 2 turns, it's exactly the same, AoE skill, but when she's booked, which is considerably easier to book than Zargala, it's on a 3-turn cooldown, and it's a 100% chance. So she's actually an improvement over the epic champion. The only thing that Zargala has, I think Zargala possibly does more damage. She's a harder hitter champion, and it attacks all enemies 3 times, so it does hit them 3 times. So for things like maybe you could use it on Fire Knight to help get down that shield, I suppose. It's not the best use of that skill, but you know, multiple hitters is always better than one hit, really. Yeah, I don't know whether it's worth building her. At the moment, definitely not. I do use her on my main account, but only in Faction Wars. I don't really use it anywhere else, so I don't know. I think she's going to be useful, but I'm possibly not going to have a particularly high priority. Get her up to maybe level 50. Probably wouldn't take her any further than that, though. So Pitiless One. This one's a bit of a disappointment. This one, I've never used him. I think he's pretty trash. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each critical hit fills the champion's turn meter by 5%. It's okay, I guess. Attacks all enemies. Each critical hit boosts this champion's turn meter by 15%. So he's just increasing his own speed. It is an AoE hit. I don't know how hard it hits, to be honest with you. Probably not hard enough. That is only skills. He has a passive which heals this champion by 15% of the damage inflicted every time he lands a crit. So I guess that's useful because as an attack-based champion, they're generally a little bit squishier than defense or HP or support champions. So it keeps him alive a little bit better, but I just don't really think he's worth anything. I don't think he hits hard enough for these skills to be worth it. So, of course, I could be wrong because I have never used him, so I've never really looked into him that much. So do correct me in the comment section if you think he is worth anything. But I don't think he is. I'm probably just going to use him as a 4-star chicken. That's entirely possible. Yeah, so that's the state of my champions at the moment. There's no one else really here worth mentioning. Judge maybe is a rare who is a very hard-hitting rare champion, quite useful early game. So possibly he's got an AoE 2 times hitter, fills his turn meter. Damage increases by 10% for each debuff on the target. So he just hits hard, really. And he does have these debuffs as well. Again, what are they? Weak? No, it's a strong decreased defense, but this is what, 1. With each hit has... Okay, so yeah, so with each hit has 30% chance of placing, 50% decreased accuracy. Oh yeah, so Ascended, it increases everything from the weak version to the strong version. Decreased speed, decreased attack, or decreased defense. It's only putting on 1. But he does have an AoE, so if you want a specific debuff, he's a little bit unreliable because it's random from any of these ones. But he's quite good. For a rare champion, he is quite good. So again, low priority, but may well come into my teams at some point. But my main focus right now is getting Kale to 60. So doing that one, let me just let me grab the energy. Doing that one, I am currently going through campaign. Now, in terms of campaign, I think you've seen this now. I have completed hard, and I'm on brutal. I haven't been going for 3 stars just yet. I just wanted to get through to the end of brutal. Basically, I have completed the brutal stages, but just not 3-starred it. So XP farming stage 3 on 12-3 brutal is where we're going. But what I've actually been doing recently is I've just been taking it down just a little bit into stage 9, the Deadlands, and doing stage 3, and just farming food here because I can do it with just Kale, whereas 12-3 at the moment, my Kale's not quite strong enough to do it on his own. It is possible at level 50, I think he maybe might need slightly better gear than he's got at the moment to do it reliably. He can do it sometimes, but it's not 100%, and I don't want to waste that energy on a failed run. So I'm doing here because I can also farm up. This is where you get War Maiden from in the campaign stage. So I just what these two we're doing. And we'll just stick in, oh, there we go. We'll stick in one star here just to fire up some food to try and get these things going through. So this is an easy 100%, you know, I never fail this one. And it's you're getting your XP for your food champions. And it doesn't take too long to run through this. And you also get a chance of getting a War Maiden, so I can use duplicate War Maidens to increase her skills, to book her skills out. And that's basically where I've been spending all my time. And should take this out reasonably quickly, one more turn, and then we're done. And we don't get War Maiden, but that's fine. So we're leveling up these guys, and that's what we're doing. I've also been going through my dungeon missions. I got stuck on this one. I ran out of time. When you first start, the potion keeps, they're all open. But after, it's now finished, the first week, I'm not sure. They finished yesterday. And they shut down, and they only open on certain days. So it's currently Saturdays, I'm recording this one, so Lesser Void will be only open on Sundays, so I can finish this one off tomorrow, and this one gets me a little bit further on, and there shouldn't be any problems with any of these ones here, apart from maybe ascending a champion to level 5 of Ascension. That's going to hold me back a little bit. Who can I actually do that with? Miscreated Monster, I suppose, we can run, so I might need to run Magic Potion Keep if I want to get that done. Nothing in the market. Oh, actually, there is Armiger. We'll take Armiger. Yeah, we'll get him. He's very useful. One of the only uncommon champions. Actually, I guess we could just have a quick chat about the uncommons here that we got. So I do have a couple of copies of Armiger now. I've locked this one. He is very useful. Definitely worth building. So one of the only uncommon ones worth building. The other one you might want to possibly build out is Shield Guard. Can be quite good, although you might need some decent gear. So early game could be a little tricky to use. I've not really ever done it early game. I haven't really used him that much anyway, but he is a common one, that an uncommon champion rather, that people will look into. And Armiger's a great one because he has this decrease the turn meter by 30% if this attack is critical. One of the most powerful skills that any champion has, really, in terms of turn meter control, especially on an A1. It's really very good. So definitely looking into getting those two into the teams at some point. But I can't focus on that right now because of I need to get my Kale up. So I'm level 37. One thing I did forget to mention in the last video is the novice tournament that finished after the first few days of playing. I ended up finishing in 3rd place on that one. I was in 2nd place for most of it, but in the last half an hour of the tournament, I got pipped. The guy who was in 3rd place put on a couple of 100 points in the space of a couple of minutes, and I just couldn't keep up. So I ended up 3rd in that one, which is still quite a good achievement because that was a very aggressive tournament. But yeah, but anyway, that's pretty much where I'm at the moment. Challenge-wise, this is the last thing just to kind of show you. Challenges, we're on 4 or 5 of the champions. I need to ascend someone to level 3 and then win a camping battle of 4 champions with level 50 or higher. So I need one more 5-star champion max leveled to be able to complete that one. So that's going to have to hold on for the moment because I don't want to get another 5-star until I get Kale to 6-star. So that's going to have to wait. Artifact wise, I just need to equip 4 champions of 3 4-star higher artifact sets at level 12 or higher. That's a real pain to do that one because my main champions who I actually want to invest in, they've all got these like Kale's and Lifesteal. This doesn't count because it's a 4-piece set. And to complete that challenge, you need 3 sets, which means you need 3 2-piece sets. So having a set of 4-piece set doesn't work for that challenge. So he's in a 4-star 4-piece set. Miscreated Monster's in a 4-piece set. Rathlos is in a 4-piece set. I can't do it. Royal Guard's in a 4-piece set. I'd have to re-gear these champions. We could do it with Achak. I need to get another set here, and I need to level these things up. So he's one character that could do it. I believe Athel's got 3. I need to replace this as well. It's 3-star. But yeah, so I've got a long way to go. I think War Priest is one. Yeah, she's got 4 pieces. They're all level 12, so she's the only one that's doing it. And there's no one else really that I've actually looked into gearing up yet because I'm not that far advanced. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain to get that one done. The one that I do want to do, though, this one, I'm on the last part of the dungeon challenges, and that will get me a Sacred Shard. I need to clear stage 13 of all the potion keeps, and the Dragon's Lair the Ice Golem, and the Fire Knight. So in terms of dungeons, I think I'm on, I can't show you these now, but I believe I'm on stage 10 of all the potion keeps. Ice Golem, what have we got up to? Stage 9, haven't tried stage 10. Spider, I'm on stage 6. Dragon, I've pushed up to stage 9. Fire Knight, stage 8. Yeah, so I've got a way to go before getting to stage 13 of them. Stage 13's on the dungeons is actually pretty good though. That's where you really want to get to, because that's the first time you can get 6-star gear. And once you get to stage 13, you can kind of hold there and just keep farming stage 13 to get that 6-star gear, because that's a good efficient way for the amount of energy you spend and the chance of getting 6-star gear. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So let me know if you are taking part in this contest as well, and how well are you doing. I'm kind of making slow progress on this one, but I'm hoping we'll pick up in the next few days. Once I get Kale to level 60, then things will really start opening up, and we should be able to make some good progress. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please do let me know how you're getting on in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.